everybody. So last week I did a post about that your diastasis does not always heal over time, okay? Today I'm going to tell you why that is. So if you don't know anything about me, hi, I'm Nicole. I've had twins in a singleton. I've had 2 C-sections. I did not dive into postpartum and pelvic floor, core, all this stuff healing until after my youngest was born. And it was actually a year and 3 months after my youngest was born that I started my fitness and health journey, right? So at that time, year and 3 months postpartum, I still had a diastasis. I assumed that it would have closed over time, right? Because we're really just not given any direction other than don't do things like sit-ups, forward flexion movement, like crunches and stuff like that for a period of time, because that could worsen a diastasis, right? But what does that mean? How do we heal a diastasis? How much time has to go by? Is it time that needs to go by, or do we have to do certain things to help close our diastasis, right? So I'm going to answer that for you. Why does your diastasis not just heal over time, right? For a lot of people. So I was a year and 3 months postpartum, and I still had a diastasis, both a gap and then also my linea alba was still, the integrity of that tissue there was not good. I still had to spend some time healing that postpartum, right? That is because during pregnancy, your body does a lot of really cool compensations, right? Both for your posture, because your center of gravity changes, you have to do different things to help balance, but then also your breathing mechanics. So obviously, hello mom, obviously when you are pregnant, baby takes up a lot of room in your belly, right? And that does not give your diaphragm the room that it needs to be able to expand and contract properly. And so because of that, you develop a different sort of breathing pattern. When baby is born, your breathing pattern does not just resume how it should be going. This is now a pattern that you have, a different breathing pattern that you have to intentionally heal, correct, because again, it's now just a habit of yours that you have now, right? This different breathing pattern. Then when we're talking about posture, right, you are constantly hunching over baby. You are feeding baby. You are changing baby. You are putting baby in a crib or a bassinet, right? We are constantly hunching over baby. When we're carrying baby, what do a lot of moms do? We're like this, right? We have chest way too far up. We have our pelvis spilling forward, and we're just kind of laying baby there instead of having a nice, good posture and using our core to support baby, right? And as baby gets bigger, that's just going to, we really don't correct that afterwards. We still kind of hang out like this, right? Your posture and your breathing mechanics are going to affect so much, because when we are talking about a diastasis in particular, where is all that intra-abdominal pressure going when you are hunching over baby, when you're spilling that pelvis forward, when you're holding baby, right? It's going out onto your diastasis, which is going to prevent your diastasis from healing, okay? And then when we're talking about the pelvis, if your pelvis is spilling forward, even if you are kind of upright when holding baby, that intra-abdominal pressure is still going to be directed out on a diastasis. So at a year and 3 months postpartum for me, I still had a diastasis. I had an anterior pelvic tilt and a high hinge point, okay? So all of those things, the anterior pelvic tilt and the hinge point, were contributing to my diastasis not closing. And then I had back pain because of how my posture was and because I still had a diastasis. I could not engage my core properly to be able to support my core. And so my back was suffering as well because of it. All of these things are very much tied together, and they're all going to start with correcting your breathing pattern and then also adjusting your posture, right? So we need to work on strengthening your posture muscles so that you can better support yourself, right? And then if you cannot engage your core, you cannot connect with your core, then we cannot strengthen the core, right? And so if you have not spent time redoing, what am I trying to say? Adjusting your breathing pattern, right? Then it's going to be really hard for you to be able to connect with your core postpartum. And being able to connect with your core, that's going to be the very first thing that you need to do to be able to heal a diastasis, to be able to help with your back pain, to be able to strengthen your core if you want that nice toned looking core postpartum, right? So it's all going to start with simple things like your breathing pattern. So retraining your breathing pattern and fixing your posture, right? So those are very simple things that a lot of people are like, I'm just going to go to the gym and do workouts because I'm going to get sweaty there and I'm going to feel like I did more in my workout than if I just do these like simple, quote unquote, simple core engaging exercises to help get my core and pelvic floor working together again, right? But that is truly where you need to start. Take it from someone who after a year and 3 months still just didn't have the core strength or anything that I wanted to have. This is where you need to start, right? I have spent time as a postpartum core and pelvic floor specialist. I have seen so many women change their bodies and really change the way that they feel in their day-to-day life simply because they started by doing these foundational things, and it has just helped them to be able to step-by-step increase what they're able to do, right? They're reducing their risk of injury in the gym. They are actually getting good results in the gym because they're able to engage their core properly, right? They're able to keep up with their kids better because they're able to engage their core and strengthen their pelvic floor, and they're not peeing every time they run or laugh or jump on the trampoline with their kids, right? I saw, side note, I saw someone on Facebook a few months ago now, and she had to sell her trampoline that she got, like a little mini exercise trampoline, because she was peeing every time she jumped on it. These things may be common, but they are not normal. These are issues that can be reduced or eliminated if you know what to do, right? And that's just, my mom says also me. Yes, mom. We are working on that together. So these are things that can be corrected when you know what to do and when you're taking the time to actually and intentionally heal your core and pelvic floor postpartum.